$49 million per Bitcoin. That's right, $49 million. I think we've lost our marbles now. I believe Michael Saylor's $49 million Bitcoin price, which is the title of this video, friends, I believe we can now confirm that he's smoking crack. So $49 million Bitcoin. Let's go. So, friends, I actually, instead of just swallowing this delusion, your friend Sommi here with his helicopter hat, his squeaky chair, his straight posture, and his fluffy slippers, he went and actually checked out what does a $49 million Bitcoin world look like in the future? How does it relate to countries' entire GDP? How does it fit in? Oh boy, let's go for this one. All right, so to start though, I want you to have a look at the Bitcoin dominance. This is the picture that I've drawn, friends. This is the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance is around 56%. And remember what it is. It is the size of Bitcoin relative to the whole market. This is the Bitcoin price. Now, interestingly enough, back in 2018, the Bitcoin dominance flipped green here. Remember, why did this go down? This was Ethereum rising up huge. And you can actually see that price. You see as Ethereum's ETH BTC goes up, it's Ethereum rising, friends. And then you can see these things, they eventually crash. This crashes down. This is the Bitcoin dominance. Okay, now I'm going to remove the Ethereum one just to make it look nice and neat so you can see this. So you have a starting here of the trend of Bitcoin dominance. It runs for exactly around 530, 540 days before it flips red. All right, now if we go here, where are we today? How long have we been in the green without flipping the other way? We were close here, by the way, friends, in January, but then it reversed back up. It was so close, man, so close. But we decided to go up here. Now it's 560 days. Compare that. 530 days, 560 days. We're right there. Like, we're so close. All right, now let's go and explore where this is coming from. In a nutshell, I think it's a major, permanent top signal for the Bitcoin dominance. And, you know, saying Bitcoin dominance going down, it doesn't really take, much balls because it's been going down since forever. Because Bitcoin existed, you have Litecoin and Ethereum and everything coming into existence. So the Bitcoin dominance comes and stretches up here. By the way, right up here, just to let you know, right up here, friends, I won't forget this. In this moment, you had Max Keiser calling for a 99% Bitcoin dominance right up here, literally at this moment. And then Dogecoin mania happened. Okay, so Bitcoin dominance, 73%. He goes, oh, well, now it's gone back to 99%. You're all going to zero. All right, and it went snap the other way. Interesting, yes, interesting. Also, this is where Randy Boo, as you all know, Randy Boo, he made the tweet. He says, what if there's never an Altseason? What if we're actually wrong? Like, it's good for him to ask. It's good for Rand to actually ask the question up here. How do we even know we're right about this Altseason coming again, guys? Because that was just full-on Bitcoin love, Bitcoin in the world. That's when Bitcoin like breaks the high and doubles. 20K pops to 40K, right? And then look what happened after that. Now, here we are today. Now, that's why I've drawn this picture to show you right here what happens. Michael Saylor goes $49 million per Bitcoin. I'm like, really? All right. Oh, man, you gotta like this, friends. So this number, friends, $49 million. Remember, we did explore it. All right, where's it come from? It comes from, right, Mikey Saylor's assumptions of growth rates. And this is the actual slide he talks about. Okay, so he has a bear, base, and a bull case. All right. You'll even notice that this base and bull, they're huge, friends. They are absolutely huge. Okay. So looking at this, all right, you have to focus your eyes on this number here. So these numbers, friends, this is around 20, around 30, and around 40%. And that is the growth rate. How much growth compounding every year, how much you're going to get. Now, there's a problem, right? The problem, though, is I've already calculated. The number is going down. It's going down every single year. All right? Of course, it is diminishing gains. Look at these 5-year periods I did. Okay, it did 420% down to 78%. The last 5 years was only 44%. So you can already see it's going down. Now, to get a $49 million price, it needs to stay at around 40% per year for the next 20 years. You're like, come on, bro. We couldn't even stop crashing on the diminishing gains for one cycle. All right, we're dividing by like 5 each time. And you're thinking that this thing is going to like, the fact that it's even written down, friends, that's the most important part. We'll continue, right? So you have his bear, his base, and his bull case. And it just, you could just tell, man, the confidence to even say this number. That's the dangerous part right now. What I did was, friends, when I calculated my own rates, I did a very realistic, not conservative, but realistic type of number approach. And we got to around, these are the numbers of every 4-year cycle, right? So we get to like around 240K. And then the next cycle is around 600. And then the next 1 or 2 cycles is around the million. Okay, so, and the growth rates, they keep going down that trajectory down. And what I want you to know is Warren Buffett, world's greatest investor, he grows at 20% per year. That was in his prime, okay? That's like the world switching around. He remember, friends, he can move and change his mind. Like, oh, the world's going this way. Let me go change. He could just switch stocks. You can't switch a whole company. You know, for example, if the world wants, I don't know, full-on AI in the next 10 years and Bitcoin can't grow as much, Bitcoin can't just become an AI thing. You see what I mean? But if you're an investor, you can get the AI returns. You see, but Bitcoin as a whole network, it can't just become an AI thing. To show you how tough it is, basically, to grow at that rate, nearly impossible. Now, in Michael Saylor's PowerPoint slides, when he actually revealed these, he showed Tesla and Apple and Amazon and all these. There's just something that just doesn't, look, I get it, okay? Yeah, their growth rates, etc., they can be a certain amount, all right? But there's something that doesn't make sense here. Because look at the total world assets by market cap, all right? You have gold here at like 16 trillion. Apple's 3.3 trillion. Micro penis here is 3.1 trillion. Nvidia 2.7 trillion. Google 2 trillion. Bitcoin's 1.3 trillion. Now, what Saylor did is he's taken in the growth rates of Tesla and Apple and micro penis and Amazon when they're babies, all right? And he's shown them getting to where they are today. But they had more time. They had more time. And they were slower rates. Now, another dangerous assumption. He thinks, okay, Apple, you grew like, 27% per year for the past 20 years to get here. And now you're at 3.3 trillion. Yeah, bro, Apple can grow at 3% per year for the next 20 years from now. You know that? And by the way, that's commonly that happens in stocks, friends. You can't find a unicorn that's always a unicorn for the next 2 decades. It's literally impossible. That's why you have to bet on the whole index. That's why 95% of people betting on the whole index. That's why there's only one Warren Buffett and a few of like high tier investors who are great for a 5 to 10 year period. All right. So assuming the future growth rate is going to be the same as your growth rate to get to the top, I'm not even going to say it's like impossible. I can't. You can't, bro. You can't. Friends, you can't, man. It's like you're watching LeBron James playing like pee-wee basketball, right? And you're looking at his advantage over the other players. Like, oh, he scores like 20 points and the other guys only score 5 points. So he's 4 times better than them. When he gets to like the majors, the NBA, right, the neck beat association league, he's not going to be 4 times better than everybody else on the court for his next 15 years of his career. No way, bro. It doesn't work like that. You know it doesn't work like that. They're like 2% better. And that's enough to basically win. So we know that these numbers are absurd. But let's actually like go even deeper as to why they're absurd. Okay, because you already know, like, okay, logically it doesn't make any sense. Because you're going, okay, you were rank 3,000 in the world as an asset. Now you're top 10. So like, okay, you're going to keep growing at the same rate. No, bro. Because all those people who looked at those top 10 assets 30 years ago, you know what I mean? 15 years ago, back when Bitcoin was zero, actually, they assumed they all have amazing growth rates too. They didn't. Because Bitcoin comes and appears. Okay, so once again, back to railway mania. Everybody in their asset thinks there's never going to be any competition. This is the chosen one. Nothing's ever going to replace it. And then you have to learn the hard way. Let's spin the helicopter hat one more time. And let's remember, friends, that there's angel music that's going to be playing as we dive deeper. So I want you to know, do you know what $49 million is, by the way, friends? Okay, it is literally this, okay? After Bitcoin on that dominance has run up for 553 days in a row. Remember, that's building confidence here. He now gets on stage and says, this is going to rally 753x higher again. Wow. Wow. Do you want to know what that is equivalent to? Okay. You go to Hex at 55 cents. And then you tell everybody, this is going to 400 bucks. Just calculated it. It's going to $400. Look, man, it's not about the forecast. It's not about the number. It's not about your method. It's the fact that you said the word. You said the word. You said the number. The fact that you said it, friends, that is a signal out in the universe. I'm like, whoa, how confident are you, bro? That's a big number to call, right? And you're like, whoa, why are you that confident? Let's reverse engineer it. Could be 553 days of up only. It could be because you have the maximum number of people and ETF approval and governments in the world who are looking at your thing saying we're in. All the retailers, all the Wall Street people. We're right at that critical point before the cycle swaps, right? Swaps into the others BTC starts pushing up. You have altcoins moving, okay? So that's what it is, friends. It's about that confidence. It's not the number. It's about the posturing. Ha! 753. I just can't even say it, bro. You will now become 750 times more rich. Oh, man. Wild. After it's gone up. Not after it's gone down, after it's gone up. So, if we wrote this into a movie, friends, you would never believe it. So, just imagine, right? Two people watching in the cinema. They're watching the movie. They're like, they shouldn't have made it a $49 million price target. You know what I mean? They should have got Michael Saylor to say in the movie, drop it down to like 1 million or 2 million or 3 million, make it believable. 49 million, you kind of, 1 million's big enough, you know? Now, of course, if you're watching, friends, there's always the people who say, oh, you don't understand the hyperinflationary fiat money system and how all the debt is. Yeah, bro, I do understand it. You know what else I understand? The deep state. Do you know what else I understand? The CBDC. Do you want to know what else I understand, friends? How they get you off the system. They kill the system first and then go switcheroo. You understand that? You do understand that. They don't let the system hyperinflate on a chart so you can party with a $58 trillion coin and society collapses. They're not going to let you do that. They have 50 channels of brainwashing media. They have the zombie virus dummy playbook. They just have to get everybody on a $200 stimulus. Hey, come sign up for this thing. We're going to give you this whole new currency. It's going to be a new dollar, a better dollar. They're going to bring all the fake economists to come out. They do the old switcheroo. It's not going to be this society collapse. Good luck betting on that. You're going to be wrong every single time. Right? Of course, the number goes up. But how much, man? Let's just talk about what's $49 million, right? So you're already seeing something doesn't add up. Well, I'll tell you how much $49 million worth gets you. So Michael Saylor owns 1% of the Bitcoin supply. 220,000 BTC. Right? Now, if Bitcoin got to a $49 million price, Michael Saylor would have a net worth of 10.8 trillion. He would be able to buy Japan and Germany and the UAE and Singapore and still have $1 trillion left over. It gets worse, by the way. I'm going to show you later on, right? And I have a joke here, right? I've written, this is Michael Saylor in the 2044 Bitcoin halvening, whatever it is. Hello, good sir. Here's my USB ledger. 220,000 imaginary internet coins. Yes, I'll swap it for 5 of your entire nation states, please. You really think that's going to happen, by the way? Do you honestly think in your heart, in 20 years, Michael Saylor's going to own 5 countries? From a USB ledger? Something tells me it ain't going to happen like that. Something. Just, I don't know what it is. You're telling me, the fans, Michael Saylor buying some internet shit coins is going to own 5 countries. Entire nations. Now, this is where it gets more absurd. You know, in 40 years, I can calculate and see what the world GDP will be. And the answer is 220 trillion for the world GDP. So, you know, if Bitcoin goes to his bull market target of 49 million, Michael Saylor will own 5% of the world. Yes. You check your notes again. The world. The actual earth. He's literally president of the earth. One of them. Really? You think that's going to happen? You really think that's going to happen? In 20 years, Michael Saylor is going to be president of Earth. See, that's why I'm painting this picture here for you, friends. It's come. When are we talking about this story? Look at this. Look at these monthly candles, man. Bro, you've been running up for, look how long, monthly dominance. This is monthly candles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bang, 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 bang. Look at this. You see that? It's almost like 24 months in a row. They're like, I don't know what down is. I don't know what down is. Can things even go down? I think we've broken the laws of gravity. Wow. Element 115. We don't need you. We're anti-gravity ourselves. You see the timing of the story and the cycle part? Well, you know, after I did this stuff, my friends, I had to double check it. I was like, no one in mainstream crypto bothered to do their homework, did they? You're full of shit, man. 49 million. It's obviously, it's a marketing number. Of course, we're all having fun. We want the highest number, but really? Come on. So, ultimate conclusion, it can only mean this type of absurdity, irrational behavior, exuberance, euphoria. By the way, can you get more euphoric than that? By the way, I will own 5% of the world in 20 years. My children will inherit 5% of Earth. You sound like the biggest kook. I don't even think a crack-smoking, den-dwelling junkie could even convince themselves of that, to be honest. I don't even think they could do that. They're like, 5% sounds too much, you know? Why don't you say 1%? No, the number's 5%. Now, friends, we're moving to the next phase of the crypto cycle. I've got the hammer here. You know what? If Bitcoin dominance wants to go up here, I don't care. It's telling you what's happening in these cycles right now. We're having fun, we're joking, but just think about that, man. Just think about that. This guy, he's actually got a scenario here where he owns 5% of the world. Did he do it with nuclear weapons, anti-gravity tech? Did he do it with remote viewing, time warp ability? Did he do it by inventing the cure of cancer, flying cars, or anything else? No. He bought some shit coins on the internet. Yeah, it's Bitcoin, man. You're a meme too. You got no utility, store of value, just like the rest of us. All right? You're just the first one. Yeah, obviously we love Bitcoin, friends. We love Bitcoin, love Satoshi, but just the absurdity of that. Like, bro, he's going to walk into the embassy. Like, yes, hand over your whole country. I've got this USB ledger. Like, he's literally acting, friends, like he's got the sword of 1,000 truths from World of Warcraft. Do you remember this stage? The sword of 1,000 truths. The sword of 1,000 truths. By the way, Blizzard actually put a sword of 1,000 truths into World of Warcraft. Do that. Oh, man. Oh, the comments. The guy gets down on one knee to give Randy the data stick. Yeah. I don't know, man. Just something don't add up with that. Let me know what you guys think. Do you think Michael Saylor is going to earn, by the way, 5% of the world in that? Come on, man. Come on. Man. By the way, look, you're probably, after hearing this, you're like, Sommi, why don't you tell us his perspective? How did he get to that number? I know the number. I can tell you the number, but and how he got there. Not just the growth rates. I can tell you how he got there, but it's a bunch of fluff, man. Anyone can say this. And if you're curious, in his speech, he says the world is going to be run by AI. Ass intelligence. Okay? Artificial intelligence. And AI, it doesn't have any human biases. It finds the best solution. So he says, well, we're going to have, instead of like, you know, 1 billion people working in a workforce, there's going to be 10 billion AI agents. And he says they're going to work, yeah, and then they're going to have their own wallet access. So they're going to choose the best form of money there is, because the AI can't buy real estate. You know, it can't go and do all these other things that humans can do. It can't like go and buy gold and store it maybe by that point. So it'll if it's investing or doing anything else, as if it's working on the internet. So I'll give you an example, friends. Like, let's say in the future, you and I can subscribe for $10 to an AI, and it will sort our YouTube and our Twitter, and it will bring us the highest alpha. It'll actually sort for us. And we're paying into an AI, and maybe the AI has its own wallet. So you just send it to the internet somewhere. You're not even paying a person. And the AI is learning on like, it's learning about what the highest alpha content is over time. So it's sending it your way. You see what I mean? Like, this is just like one thing that's like, you know, on the internet. There's like heaps of other stuff, right? So I'm just giving you an idea. And in his vision, in his world. So this world is going to happen. But then he goes, and they're all going to choose digital New York real estate, Bitcoin. Because obviously, friends, when you believe your own, like, you know, your own bubble story, you're like, we are the greatest decentralization. You know what I mean? Like, dude, don't know if you've heard, but Google are already shadow banning Donald Trump. All right? And go read every George Orwell book and every other prediction. Man, we all know they are going to be curating and subduing the AI, the governments. There's going to have an AI filter box, and they tell the box of the AI what to do, what not to do. And it's going to be filtering just like the internet, and it's going to learn even like probably worse than what it is now. It's like a little Terminator. Okay, so these governments can do whatever the hell they want. So I'm just, see what I mean? That's how far it goes. Now, I didn't want to even tell you this at the beginning. Why? Because it messes up your brain. It fries your brain. And how does it fry up your brain? Well, remember Michael Saylor, friends, think of Elon Musk. Elon Musk, to get everybody to buy the top of Tesla while he was dumping billions and billions and billions of dollars on everyone's heads, right? Right here, distributing on everyone. So Tesla, right, dumping billions and billions and billions of dollars. Then it comes and crashes back down, has this. Now, as he's talking about, Tesla, cool. What's he say about Tesla? Elon Musk, he specifically, because he's smart, he talks about Mars. He talks about, we're going to go somewhere in 30 years, in 20 years, we're going to be on Mars, right? You're going to be smoking a doobie on Mars. You're going to be eating jelly beans and swimming pools, and Martians are going to be there. Okay, so why does he say that? It's to bring all the future demand in. All of it. Right? Just like how the US Fed, if they want, let's say there was an emergency tomorrow, emergency crash, what does the US Fed do? They say, hey, we're going to print money, but then they let you know, we're going to print money for the next 5 years. Not 5 weeks, not 5 months, not even 1 year, 5 years. So it gets everyone to like go, hey, what's my next 5 years of savings? Sweet. The rates are going to be 0% for 5 years. Okay, let's bring it forward to today and let's invest. That's what Elon Musk did with everybody in Tesla. That's how everyone talks, right? Not just even Richard Hart, friends, did that in the sacrifice phase. They talk about, this is going to be great. We're going to do so many things. Just like you promise further and further and further. The longer down the roadmap you go, the more demand you draw in. You get everyone on the time frame. You get everybody throwing their money now. Okay? So that's why when you talk about Michael Saylor and AI and all these things, hocus pocus, bro. Hocus pocus. So there you go, friends. What do you think about a $49 million Bitcoin? Do you think he's going to own 5% of the world? But you get to see the absurdity here. And like, it's a signal, okay? It's a signal. Like I said, man, I did the same growth rate approach and I slowed down the growth rate. So right now it's 44% per 5 years, right? So remember, it was 420%. And the next 5 years, it became 78%. Next 5 years became 44%, which is where we are today. That's if you walk back 5 years from now. And so I assume going forward again, I go like 30%, and then 20%, and then 12%. So I did 30, 20, 12, right? Hopefully that's a bit too conservative, but it lands around the $1 million-ish in 2034 to 2038, somewhere around there. I hope we get it, okay? I hope we get it. But hey, aren't you glad we're early, man? We're talking about, I'm like, it's only going to be $1 million, guys. It's only going to be $1 million. That's fantastic, man. That's fantastic because you're early. Screw everybody else. They're all like taking their latest puberty blockers, cutting off their own genitals, mutilating stuff. They don't know what the hell's going on. These people out here believing the deep state brainwashing in the media, sweet. Keep owning your assets that aren't even assets. They're just ass. They keep getting printed by the government. Okay, sweet. The debt's going to keep going up. All right, cool. We're going to keep buying the scarce assets, and we're going to believe in the power of friendship. Make sure you like, subscribe, read button, or catch you in the next one.